This short presentation will give you an introduction to black hole tables. This is not a comprehensive overview of black hole tables and black hole table generation, but it should be a very good start for you that would like to climb the learning curve on black hole tables and black hole PVT quickly and efficiently utilize Whitson PVT to generate black hole tables in different formats. To get a good grasp of why we actually need black hole PVT tables, we have to start with some fundamental definitions and terminology related to how we actually note and differentiate between reservoir and surface volumes. And just for the sake of this course, and to simplify a little bit, we'll assume that we have three different types of reservoirs. Either a reservoir that's initially only reservoir oil, another one that's only initial reservoir gas, or a reservoir that has both reservoir gas and reservoir oil in situ. For an oil reservoir, how we like to define a reservoir volume is to use a large V, subscript O. And the whole idea about black hole PVT properties, especially the volumetric parts of black hole PVT properties, is how can we relate these reservoir volumes to surface volumes at all times, essentially. So when we talk about a fluid on surface that is liquid at surface, but that is produced or originating from a reservoir oil, we use to note that particular volume as a large V, O hat, O. So it's originating from the reservoir or from the reservoir oil. That's what's important. The same goes for surface gas, that we use a large V and then a subscript G with a hat over, and then O, indicating that we're actually originating from the reservoir oil. And we'll actually see why we are using two subscripts here and not only one when we are talking about these black hole PVT properties. And we'll see that when we actually move over to the gas, which we have right here, where reservoir gas volume we denote as V subscript G. So that's the gas volume in the reservoir. And then if we produce surface oil that's originating from the reservoir gas, or it's produced from that reservoir gas, typically we refer to this as condensate that is in solution with the gas. Just as the same as we have gas that's in solution with the oil, we denote this as the surface volume as V subscript O hat G. And likewise from the surface gas originating from the reservoir gas as V G hat G. And now you might actually see the reason why we have to use two subscripts to differentiate between the surface oil that originates from the reservoir gas and what originates from the reservoir oil. And the reason is particularly important in cases where you are essentially producing from something that is two-phase down in the reservoir. You also see why it's important when we are going to talk about these different formation volume factors and solution GORs a little bit later.